I'm conducting a life experiment to see if you can build a completely alternative life. And I'm the guinea pig. My dream life is to start weird businesses all around the world. From tiki bars in Antigua to safaris in South Africa. Success means that each business earns hundreds of thousands of pounds, all whilst traveling the world. The catch? I have absolutely no clue how to do this. Only 10 weeks left before I'm out of money. And the irony is, I absolutely hate creating content. So I hired James. Alright, mate! You may recognise him from the Hardest Geezers Project Africa team. So is this alternative life even possible? Can you make loads of money whilst also travelling the world? Let's find out. Ow! In this episode, we reflect on the failures of week 1 over a pint in our new local, my quest to find the best pan au chocolat in Barcelona continues, and James and I take the afternoon off to sport 11 sweaty blokes. Vamos!
Joe, you were just saying how you felt so tired, which was quite surprising to you yesterday.
Yeah, because it didn't really feel like I did any actual work, but it was all with a camera, doing the you-do stuff, just walking around the street trying to get people to speak to us. And then in the afternoon, filming the intro, where I felt like I was having to act.
The catch?
I felt fine when we were walking back, and then as soon as I left the house to go for dinner, I was just like slumped, just dead. And then I woke up this morning feeling like, what the fuck am I doing? You can't do this. This happens when I get tired. It starts to think more negatively, which is strange because yesterday after we finished filming, I was like, feels amazing, I know I can do this, I've got through some blockers, but then the very next day I wake up because I'm sleepy, going like, oh no, I can't do this. So that's why I had to leave and get the pan au chocolat and the coffee and like get my head back into a space where like, no, just calm down, you're being ridiculous. This is actually the mindset of most entrepreneurs when they first start a new business, which is you get excited by the idea, then the reality hits and you go, fuck, I'm not capable of doing this. And then you have to battle with your own mind, go, no, yes, you are capable. The angel on one shoulder being all optimistic and hopeful, then the devil on the other shoulder going, you can't do this, you're shit, you're going to lose all your money.
You hear a lot of sportsmen say things like, never get too low on your losses and never get too high on your wins. Is that the type of philosophy that's beneficial for entrepreneurship?
Yes. I think it's probably good advice with everything. How easy it is to apply, I think that's difficult. I'm a big believer in really enjoying the highs. Unfortunately, that means that I really feel the lows simultaneously, but I've got better every single time I start the business at that. In the past, that would have dominated my day. It dominated 30 minutes of my day. I have the process to snap out of it. I basically get out of the house, get some sunlight, don't think about work, do something that's a little bit fun, and then talk about it.
James was becoming increasingly comfortable with questioning my every move. Therefore, I decided to regain power by hitting him with a few questions of my own.
So how did the first YouTube video perform?
So we did a YouTube short. I woke up this morning after posting it around 7:30, which was peak time. Yeah, we had 3 views. Yeah, we're sampling them out and realising that hashtags are pretty much essential for YouTube shorts. And if you don't use hashtags, they're like, well,
it's a learning process. The key is to not be discouraged with early results.
it's data, valuable data.
Valuable data to make informed decision making.
After successfully acquiring valuable data, James and I welcomed the dynamic duo of Ross and Elle into our home to discuss how the hell we're going to achieve our target of 10,000 downloads in just 25 days for their app You-Do, which is a daily plan for procrastinators. The issue is we have no money, so our options are limited. After some mathematical calculations, we predict we need 5 million views to get to our target. The irony was, it proved extremely difficult to get our own stuff done, until
I finally got them. Bless you, James. Yeah, after 5 hours of strategy and taking them on walks and to get food, I finally got them recording, and they're both in different rooms doing the thing that's going to make this project work. So we all are suffering a little bit from overthinking and not acting enough, and now is the first proper they're going for the actions. I think my role is just to step back and just let it happen. This is basically the unbelievably boring shit that goes into this kind of stuff. It just has to be done, and when it's happening, just got to let it happen. And normally I'm the one getting distracted, so it's a weird reversal. But I fed Ross an empanada, I took her on a walk around the park. Elle went to get a Burger King and bought a couple of rubber ducks. I imagine it's like when you have children and the kids finally go to bed and you have a bit of peace and you're like, just nobody wake the fucking kids up.
Ross is almost 40.
He looked unbelievably good for his age though. I mean, I'm fucking walking like the vulture.
Subsequent to James likening my posture to a large bird of prey, the entire team came together to assess the results of our first day editing content for You-Do.
First post is up. I think we found a style that works and is actually quite quick to produce.
I think that's a really good result for today, for content producing in the day.
We actually implemented the strategy quite quickly, like you two just went straight into go mode. We've got 2 pieces of content from today, but probably a bit behind schedule. But
I think we can smash it out
But we've learned.
fast now, yeah. It's all about getting those learnings. It's all about getting those learnings really quick. Getting to the destination quick. And finding a system that works.
I've worked out that basically if you lock Ross in a room and just have the phone recording, he's actually pretty focused.
I've had a siesta today, man.
Right, and you've got a date tonight, so you best go and get your siesta.
What date is this?
It's a
Oh, he's gonna cry again.
God, that sounds exciting.
It's okay, it's been a long day and you made it through. Take pride in your perseverance. Oh, thanks, man. Could anything have been better? But yes, more breaks. Your future you do. What's your future?
More breaks. You only work for about half an hour.
I should have had a siesta. Guys, I completed 3 tasks. I had shower and planning, I filmed the video, and I had
This is not good promotion. Right, well done, team. Let's go tomorrow.
I'm in this lovely little square getting away from the flat, which has become a bit of a dungeon. I just wanted to speak to the camera about how I'm feeling, which is essentially so overwhelmed that I'm kind of not underwhelmed at all. Everything within this is completely new. Whilst I have like a big following on Instagram, I'm not used to creating content at the volume that we're trying to do it, which is difficult. Then acting to do the introduction, which was actually very, very fun whilst doing it. Whilst I felt incredibly awkward, it was very, very enjoyable. And I felt like I got over some like mental blockers and hurdles that I'm capable of doing that. Like right now, for example, setting up a tripod and recording in public is not something that I am used to doing. And that's becoming more and more normal as the days go on, which is good. And then there's the working within the team environment on the project. I think if I'm being honest with myself, we've got nowhere near the targets we set at the start of the week. I don't think it's necessarily surprising because they were ambitious, but it does provide good learning going into next week. But unless we get our act together and start pushing this stuff out and doing the do rather than talking about the strategy, it's not going to work. I feel absolutely exhausted, which is strange because I don't feel like I've done as much work as I could have done. I think it's all just very new, experiencing a lot of emotions which make things seem worse than they are. I wake up in the morning doubting all of this. You know, one thing that really helped this morning was just speaking with James, and often I get clarity by just speaking to other people. Word diarrhea, kind of like I'm doing now. What I'm trying to take away from this, and maybe I'm taking it away from just speaking to the camera right now, the barometer of success is not the algorithm, as backwards as that sounds, and the results of social media. The actual barometer of success is if I like it or not, and if I am being as authentic as I possibly can, the results are irrelevant. Of course they are relevant. Like, I need to make some money. I need to sustain the lifestyle. It's going to be interesting to see how it pans out.
In the wake of having a public mini meltdown, I was left feeling somewhat fatigued, so it was over to my Brummie-based cameraman to re-energise me through explaining his Spanish shortcomings back at the apartment.
Yes, I've been going out, like ordering food, and it's not much, like a very, very small dread. I'll ask, how do you say? Because I don't even know how do you say. So I'll say like, hola, and I'm like, how do you say? She'll like speak to me in English, and it's annoying. I know it's tuna. Like, tell me what it is.
Como dices is how do you say?
Como dices coin.
Yeah. Eso. Eso means that.
Como dices eso.
How do you say I'm sorry?
Lo siento.
Yeah!
What was the other one?
I don't understand.
No intuendo.
All close, no entiendo.
I'm getting incredibly frustrated that I can't speak to people. Perhaps my English as well, coming from a thick Midlands accent. They look at me and just giggle.
Following laughing at James's oral difficulties, it would seem that karma was about to bite me in the backside as it was my turn to test my vocal skills through performing my first ever voiceover.
Joey getting ready for his first set of voiceovers. How you feeling, Joey?
I'm not an actor. I've kind of learned that, like there's no way that I could ever go into acting, so I want it to be my tone of voice, my words are written and all, got to get myself hyped up. I'm actually starting to feel quite nervous now, I'm just going to get on with it. Day one of risking all my money to start weird businesses on every continent. Woke up to a nosebleed which went all over the sheets, not sure what that means, but I don't think it's a good start. It felt like a smoothie that combines nerves, excitement, dread, anxiety with a topping of shitting myself. Start work tomorrow on the weird business. Vamos!
Fucking hell, man!
You nailed it!
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? Whoa! That was a thrill.
Can we get a soon?
Riding high off the overwhelmingly electrifying thrill of losing my MC virginity, myself and James headed over to our new local pub where my expectations were snapped back into reality.
I've got a pint of Hop House in a Guinness glass. Of all the things I've seen in my life, nothing has disturbed me more than this, honestly.
Despite my best attempts to enjoy this monstrosity of a pint, I had to bounce straight back up as it was time for our first team review.
I set a target for the team today to produce between 8 and 12 pieces of content based on what we produced so far. The team hit 8. It was a bolshy target, so we got there, and I think that's a massive positive. Shout out to Elle, who absolutely fucking annihilated Ross in the content today.
It's a learning curve.
I've created my thoughts on the week. My task was to basically go through the week and critically analyse how we're performing. Elle, the more that you are yourself, the more you will create content for your demographic, which ultimately is very different to Ross's demographic, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, because I wouldn't watch the videos he's been doing. Fred's not interested.
So Elle, in terms of productivity and where you can add the most value to the collective team rather than just yourself, is your editing skills. When we did that one edit yesterday, I gave you 2 minutes of guidance, and 20 minutes later you came back with an absolutely perfect edit. So from my side, how we move forward with Elle, we set really clear tasks and objectives, metrics to hit, but then we give you the license to do your thing.
Perfect.
So your role is editing lead and Gen Z content. Right, swiftly moving on to Ross. Superpower, wittiness, humour, general opinion on things. I think I align more to Ross's content. I don't have ADHD, but I find it amusing to watch. So I think you can captivate a market that's not just ADHD, but just general procrastinators and people. When you're in the zone, you're a fucking machine. But the issue is, it's hard to get you in the zone.
That makes sense, yes.
Once you had clear guidance on that content, you produced 9 pieces of content in like 45 minutes. So the name of the game with you is obvious. Have the clear directions, work in short spouts, produce 9 a day, and we're going to have 4 pieces of content a day just from what you're doing in 1 hour. And Elle's going to edit it, so then you still have 9 hours a day to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And I think the other strengths you have are the emotional management. I think like you're a very, very good emotional leader. You make the team feel good and happy and optimistic. And I think that applies to Elle, and I think that applies to me. And the more that you're able just to do that and boost the team, the whole team's going to succeed because of it. But the kryptonite is confusion without a plan.
Yes.
So this is where I come in. So I can help your kryptonite by being clearer with a plan.
Okay, yes.
But generally speaking, the plan for next week is lean into superpowers and remove the kryptonites. If we don't function next week, that's my fault because I haven't created a good enough plan.
Our first team review was complete, and hopefully now with a clearer understanding of our roles and responsibilities as a team for next week, we finished off the day by transitioning into Spaniards for the night as Spain beat the host Germany by 2-1 in a feisty back and forth duel at the Euros.
Joey Speed,
Oh, fucking hell.
how are you feeling this morning?
I feel tired.
So what this is, Joey,
You give me breakfast?
what today is about first and foremost, number 1, let's not forget, business, stuff has to get done.
Yes.
But number 2, what is today also about? Yes.
England play.
So this is as continental as we're gonna fucking get today, do you understand?
Fucking hell. You've done a great job here.
So
You got the
what-
place that I wanted to go.
Yes.
Wow, fucking hell.
So we have a pan of chocolat here. I wasn't sure if you would be in a hungover spirit, so I thought I needed to G the crowd up because we've got some business to attend to today. On here we have an iced coffee. I ordered it in Spanish. What we also have on there, that's some electrolytes to get the juices flowing, get rid of the hangover.
Delicious. This is the one. I looked at it and it looked good from the outside, and immediately come closer you can get this ASMR, is that what it is?
So,
Flakiness. Incredible. The chocolate is nice and milky, and as you can see, it's beautifully melted on the inside. It's soft on the inside, flaky on the outside. It's got this nice dashing of sprinkling chocolates on the top, which is new to me, but I like it. I'm going to go with it. I think this one probably 40 out of 50.
With Pan of Chocolat Subject 2 scoring an impressive 40 out of 50, my hangover was on the mend, so James and I took a stroll down to the beach to reflect on our first week of the project.
How do you feel like the first week's gone?
It's been as expected in the sense that I expected to feel very overwhelmed by it all. And like the difficulty with any of this kind of stuff is putting yourself in like new situations and trying to commit to doing them to the best that you can and not allowing the bad emotions like the fear to kind of dominate. And what I've noticed, and it is a bit of a pattern for me anyways, like the mornings, I'm in just a really really, really bad headspace when I wake up, because like I'm not sleeping great and I wake up feeling like, what are you doing? The risk of it all is very, very real in the morning in my head, having to take a deep breath and go, no, it's okay. And then as soon as we're out and about doing something, I feel completely calm that it was the right decision again.
In the morning, you're anxious, but then you start doing the thing. Like, can you feel like there's a gut feeling that there's something here, though?
Honestly, I'm unsure whether we're going to hit the targets for this project. I was way more confident before we did start the project that we would, but seeing how it's panned out, I think that we would hit it. We just need more time than another 20 days. It's the length of time that's the issue, not the team, not the project, not the product. It's the time that we have. My hope is that come the end of the month, we're like really, really on brand. That's you fully understanding what my vision is, and then me giving you what you need so you can do your job effectively, because there is a clock ticking down and it's not productive to stress over that.
Yeah.
But it is fucking stressful. Whilst we've glamorised it in the title, I'm going to be out of money come end of September. And for someone that's run 11 businesses, built businesses to £500,000, that's pretty fucking shambolic. And it's just this big fucking shitfest of confusion. But that is it. That is entrepreneurship in a nutshell. Whilst that is the reality, I'm not overwhelmed by it because I know that we'll find the answers. It just is a process that you have to lean into the process.
Accepting my fate as a confused little boy, James and I celebrated a fairly successful first week by giving ourselves the afternoon off to get behind England in a crunch match versus the Swiss. After a nail-biting back-and-forth match, the game went to penalties, and England's fate was hanging on the right foot of Trent Alexander-Arnold. In the next episode, Middle Eastern food sends my belly west, we say adios to L, and things heat up as Ross and I strike a deal for you do.